let's implement DEI in the NBA.
Okay.
If all of a sudden 50% of all the players have to be white, which means they have to say no to otherwise good black players.
You know there was a time where this happened, right?
Well, no, I of course, and the league wasn't as good. That's the point.
No,
This is always the issue. I throw out the hats, and then they get thrown back at me to sign them. So we got to figure this. I got to sign them ahead of time. Yes, sir.
I got you. How you doing, Charlie? Everybody good? That's good. Okay, I got my phone out. That's cool for you? Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to quote you real quick. You said, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Are you going to do that?
Yeah, I mean that is correct. Yeah.
That's correct. Okay, so can we both agree?
What was the context of what I said, though?
What was the context? I don't even want to get into DEI because your opinion on DEI, it doesn't really help it in this case. So, if the context between what you brought up was that you believe that
because they were being hired because they were black.
Okay, so can we both agree that every single pilot, whether black, white, whoever, has to go through FAA certification?
No, actually,
we can't.
New lawsuit shows that black pilots and female pilots have the standards being relaxed.
No,
for them.
sir. Can we agree at the time of February 29th or 2023 when you said it at the time? No.
No, actually, I said it. That's why you don't know the context. Is that new lawsuits were showing that they were relaxing the standards for air traffic control and pilots in order to meet the standards.
The context of that was diversity, equity, and inclusion. What does that have to do with hiring?
Everything. DEI definitionally is that we will hire more of a race versus a different race. So, for example, United Airlines said that they want 50% of their new pilots to either be women or black.
Whoa.
Okay.
Currently, just so you understand, it's like 8%. So they want to go from 8% to 50%.
Okay.
And every time DEI is implemented, every single time, the lowering of standards occurs.
Yes.
Every single time.
Lowering of standards?
Correct. So can I prove it to you? We both want excellence, right?
Okay.
If you and I said, hey, we want 50% of the new people going in the NBA are white.
Okay.
Would the NBA drop in its standard?
No. The National Basketball League?
No, if we said 50%, if we say
if 50% of the NBA dropped and it was only white, you're saying would the standard go down?
I'm not hearing what I'm saying. If 50% of all new people going in the NBA were white, by decree, would the quality of play of the NBA decrease?
Would the quality of play in the NBA decrease?
Yeah.
No, if they're the same standard of basketball play.
Hold on, let's talk realistic.
Well, what are you saying realistically? You're asking me if
75% of the NBA is black. 75%.
So does that mean white players are less better, or does that mean
whites are not as good at basketball as blacks?
Okay.
I mean, we got some big.
Everybody, calm down.
We got some big exceptions. I mean, we're very proud of Larry Bird. Okay.
No, he's good.
We're very proud of Luka and Nikola. However, the point being, let's implement DEI in the NBA.
Okay.
If all of a sudden 50% of all the players have to be white, which means they have to say no to otherwise good black players.
There was a time where this happened, right?
Well, no, I of course, and the league wasn't as good. That's the point.
No, you understand that there was a time where the exclusion of African-American players was in the NBA, right?
No, for sure. I acknowledge that. And the league got better as blacks were allowed in.
Did it get better, or did we just integrate ourselves in?
Well, hold on. No, but wait.
The players in the league averages around that time weren't worse. We just got better.
Hold on. Do you actually think that why is it that 75% of the NBA is black?
Right now?
Yeah.
I mean, well, it was a certain point around 1965
why
where
is
a
it,
law
answer the
passed
question.
where we can actually...
Why is it that 75% of the NBA is black?
Because we integrated into the league.
No, because the best players are allowed to play in the NBA.
Well, actually, the best players in the NBA are European-born.
Well,
they're not even African-American.
I mean, a couple of them are. As I said, we're very proud.
No, we're very integrated within sports, but what does that prove?
That proves that the NBA is not built on DEI. It's built on excellence.
No, the NBA isn't proof. So when you mention DEI, you're now saying that it's...
You obviously don't know what DEI is. DEI...
How I know what DEI is if you're not giving me a proper explanation on what it is.
DEI is racial quotas.
Racial quotas?
Yes. You've never heard of DEI before. So, do you know what a racial quota is? You have to have a certain amount of a certain race. That is what United Airlines did. Mm-hmm. We must get to 50% of our pilots to be black or women. Therefore, if the NBA said 50% of our players have to be white, I guarantee you, we could try to get as many Serbs and Croats as possible. It's not going to make the NBA the best league. Instead, the NBA has a policy of which the NBA and the FAA and the United Airlines should have the same policy. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. It matters how good you are at what you do.
So
excellence matters.
Wait. Okay. So what you're saying is, everybody's good? So what you're saying is the NBA
is a great example of...
No, it's a bad example. Because in the example that I gave you, I said when you say a black or female pilot might be less qualified because of DEI, what you're implying is that they didn't earn their spot.
Correct, they didn't, because that's what DEI does.
That's what you're implying?
Because you're there because of the quota, not because of excellence.
Does DEI give you the opportunity because of who you are, or does it open up access?
No, it gives it because of literally the color of your skin.
Charlie, you are quoted by saying that, guys, Charlie...
Everyone knows the quote because it's true. When you hire somebody...
What's true?
It's true because they are there not because of their merit, but because of a racial quota. Why is it that only 8% of pilots right now for United Airlines are black or female?
It's actually 3%.
Oh, that proves my point even more.
And no, it doesn't. It's, guys, DEI is the reason why they're not in these positions. But it's because they're... Listen.
Man, you are making no sense at all.
That's cool.
No, explain to me what...
Diversity, equity, and inclusion is the... Sorry, okay.
Explain to me what a racial quota is.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion is the reason as to why accesses are now open to certain races.
Hold on. Can a black person not become a pilot before DEI?
What are you saying? Was it equal opportunity or was it equal access?
But
was it equal opportunity? Was it equal access?
It's
Charlie?
equal. Both.
It's both.
Yes.
It's equal opportunity. And I could not go to college in 1964 with a free ride, free paid tuition, but you could, Charlie.
Hold
what
on.
are y'all saying? Are y'all just forgetting that the last 50 years of historical context happened?
This is
crazy.
That's
crazy.
How does that impact you? And wait, do you have a free ride right now?
Do I have a free ride right now?
Yeah.
I go to school.
Who pays your tuition?
Who pays my tuition?
Yeah.
I don't want to share that on.
You just said you had a free ride.
I don't want to.
Wait, hold on.
I said in 1964, I could not go to school.
So it's 2025. Let's stay focused on today.
So in 2025, even with equal opportunity and open access,
it's not.
That's what diversity, equity, and inclusion is. It opened up access for people like me to get these opportunities.
But so someone has to pay for your college. Who's paying for it?
You're saying someone has to pay for my college?
Yeah. So taxpayers are paying for your
college. Deposit the money into the bank right now.
Well,
show me your bank account. It's taxes.
Wait,
Charlie Kirk.
This is a publicly funded institution.
Kirk.
But
the publicly funded institution, we are one of the. It's top three. ISU, University of Illinois Champaign, and the University of Illinois Chicago. 3 schools, universities that are getting funded more than other universities in Chicago. So yes, we do get funded more. Yes, I'm well more access to get a free ride. But what if I went to Chicago State University?
Right.
Would I get a free ride then?
I wouldn't recommend anyone goes to Chicago State.
Why not? Why not?
It's a terrible school.
Well, Charlie, are they funded?
I don't know the specifics. Because
you don't know the specifics?
It's not exactly a reputation of a great school.
I can tell you, Illinois State.
It is not a funding
Illinois
issue.
State gets 92% of funding in the state of Illinois for universities, for public universities. Chicago State gets basically none, virtually none.
Okay, great.
What you're saying is, it was opened up accesses. What I'm presenting to you is that the access that I was allowed.
Okay, so what do you mean by access? What
do I mean by access?
How do black people not have access to a better life in America? What's preventing them?
What's preventing black people from having a better life in America?
Yes. What's preventing them?
Police, the government.
Hold on. No. Police. How many unarmed black men die? How many unarmed black men die from the hands of police every year? Nationally.
Are you serious?
How many?
Charlie Kirk, we're talking about something that
No, you just said police. How many unarmed black men die at the hands of police every year?
Did I say that is the reason why
you just said police?
Policing is an issue.
You're right. We don't have enough police on the streets of black neighborhoods.
The police department is well more funded than our normal libraries.
What is the #1 cause of black death in Chicago?
Are you serious?
Other blacks killing blacks.
Are y'all saying other blacks?
Yes.
Other blacks?
Who's killing the blacks from Chicago? A bunch of kids from Highland Park?
Black, 22% Hispanic. That's very, very, very broad. Where are those locations at?
Where
are those locations at?
No.
You're saying East Garfield? You've never been to East Garfield in your life.
Yes, I went once and I'll never return.
You're from East Garfield? You've never been to East Garfield in your life.
Tell me very clearly.
So we're saying these broader locations is these smaller locations.
Who is killing the blacks in Chicago? Who is killing them?
Of 1,000 African Americans who you're taking statistics from communities.
Who is killing? No, I want to have a conversation with you.
What did you expect, Charlie?
Who is killing them?
Who is killing African Americans?
Yes.
People are killing people.
No. What race is killing them?
Why are y'all trying to act like African Americans are just solely murdered? People are killing people.
No. What race is killing? Is
have.
it white people killing blacks or blacks killing
People
blacks?
are killing people, Charlie.
Okay, but hold on. What race is
You're
killing
saying
the other
what
race?
race is killing what race more? That does not matter.
It does matter because it's a black-on-black problem.
It's a
and
black
blacks
on black
need to
problem,
solve
or is
the
it a
problem
crime
of
problem?
black-on-black violence.
Is it a black on black problem or is it a crime problem?
It's a black-on-black problem that is a crime problem. Because I'll tell you why. If it was a bunch of kids from Deerfield coming in with guns, it would be a white problem. But somehow, if it was a black-on-black problem, oh, it's a crime problem. It's systemic injustice. It's the police. It's not enough funding. No, what you're saying is,
Charlie, you're forgetting that these locations that you're bringing up are secluded by these races. So these races might have a easier time with policing, and yeah, they're gonna have nearly response time of 2 seconds.
Wait, it's the police's fault that so many blacks are killing other blacks?
Who just said that?
You did.
I said that?
Yes. No, but no,
please.
I want you to tell me, why is it that black Americans are 13% of the population yet they commit 55% of the murders?
Where can you show me that at?
Again, it's FBI statistics. It's
FBI
well known.
Statistics? Where can you show me that at?
Can you give me
ask
ChatGPT, ask Grok.
Why would I ask ChatGPT when ChatGPT has shown, prove it? What?
Prove it. Again, anyone near you can show you the stats, right? It's right there. Look. Man.
Let's read it. 70% of offenders were African American. Wait, pull it back up. Boo, yeah. Charlie, for the sake of myself, I really do appreciate the ability to debate with you, man.
I want you to think about what I asked you.
Okay, you mind if I have a hat?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you listen to this without bias, you understand that the guy did not get his facts right, but does not mean he was totally wrong. I just feel there was some misunderstanding between him and Charlie, because he's trying to tell Charlie that, are you trying to say the 3% of the pilots which are black and female don't deserve their spots? And Charlie is trying to tell him that with DEI, there are going to be a lot of people in that position who don't deserve that spot. I could see the misinformation and the miscommunication, and I'm like, who's gonna set this straight? But this was actually an amazing conversation with so much respect, because he's coming at Charlie in the sense that he's just trying to tell Charlie things he feels that Charlie does not understand based on him being black. And Charlie's trying to tell him that, yo, understand it. Even if you're black does not make me any different. Like, even if I'm white, I still understand where you're coming from. But the truth is that you really cannot understand where a black man is coming from. And this is something I would say. It's not even about DI or none of those shit. I just believe if I'm white, it's like a man saying he understands a woman. You can understand some certain things, but like you really can understand the whole of the being. So I believe this was an amazing debate, but like it blew in his face, and that's the truth. But anyhow, guys, tell me what you think about this. Tell me to like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time, guys. Best.